Hey, good morning, guys. This is Brian with Dr. Granite. Today, I want to talk a little bit about overhang requirements. Now, in the stone industry, I've noticed with a lot of different materials that overhang requirement is changing. So, depending on whether you're doing natural stone, quartz, any of the two new types of sintered materials, your overhang requirements are going to vary. And I always recommend checking with the manufacturer to find out what they recommend. But today, I just want to talk about a few requirements that'll give you a general basis of when you're estimating a job or doing a job walk, you'll be able to say, oh, hey, I might need some overhang support there. So let's start with general rules. So normally I go by the Natural Stone Institute, which used to be the Marble Institute of America. They kind of set the standards for all fabricators. And if you're not a fabricator, if you're just a salesperson working in a showroom, maybe you sub your work out, these are still things you're going to want to know. So on any given material, anytime there's a bar seating, you want to check that overhang size to make sure that you have the correct amount of support. So let's start with granite. Granite is our number one. That's what we sell the most of. So a general rule for granite is if the overhang, let's say on an island, is farther than 9 inches, then it's going to need some sort of support, whether that be corbels or flat steel bar supports, and then that can extend out to around 14 inches. So it kind of depends on the stone. If you have a stone that has a mesh backing on the back, I would be a little more conservative on those numbers, just because it is a more fragile stone. Now, if we're talking about quartz, man-made quartz, any of your major manufacturers, on a flat island with the bar overhang, you can go up to about 14 inches unsupported. Anything over 14 inches, you're going to need some flat steel bars or corbels, and generally you can take that all the way out to 24 inches before you're going to need a leg. Okay. Now, in some states, like when I was in Montana, they would use big flat steel plates that they would put underneath. Some states, some people use flat steel bars. Some use fast braces. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I would just check with your fabricator or your shop to find out what they use. As far as deck tine goes or sintered stones, those can overhang. So on any material in the industry, there is a standard, and it's called the 2/3 rule. And basically what that means is 2/3 of the material has to be on a supported structure such as cabinets or a wall. Okay, so for instance, if you have a pony wall, and let's say it's a 4-inch wide wall, you don't want more than a third of that material hanging out over the wall, because if it goes beyond that, then you could get some tippage, on your material if it's not secured properly, or whenever someone leans on it, the cantilever could cause that material to pop loose or to fall off. So, and that's something you definitely don't want happening. But anyways, if you guys have any different opinions on it, this is just the standards I've always used, and it's always worked well for us. I've never had an overhang break. Cross my fingers, using these standards, and I know different states and different places vary. But leave your comments in the section below. And as I said before, at the beginning of June, I'm going to be dropping a training course that'll go more into depth on each subject for your countertop salespeople. I'm actually writing some manuals also, so that they will have a step-by-step, learning process of how I learned, and a lot of things that I learned through the industry that you don't find in a book. But anyways, have a great day.